Styles P. One, this is the most dangerous thing you could ever do. Cam wasn't like forcibly kicking him, but he was wrapping his stuff into Cam's face. And you saw the kick that was heard around the world. Right? Got you New Yorkers talking real crazy. Yeah, y'all was talking mad crazy. I'm serious. When Camron did this, I was the first one to talk about, yo, that's wild. But this was addressed the right way. Styles P grabbed his leg and it was going to be problems. Now, most people didn't see this in the live and what was going on. When Sheik got over there, he saw Styles P really with his, he never really saw the kick. All he saw was Styles P grab his leg. And then that's when Sheik came and broke it up. Then Cam got up and Styles P was finna walk over there and smash him. Like just for that little kick there. You definitely don't kick the ghost. But it got New Yorkers talking crazy. The whole incident got y'all talking mad crazy. He said, I'm from New York and I could tell you Cam and Dipset are some real CB4s in real life. Listen, you can tell guys who are really official and guys who are really doing it because they roll with people who are official. Cam roll with people that's official. The locks, oh, they were all about that nonsense. They just happen to know how to rap. Jimmy, he was a street dude, but was kind of like that. Because, as a matter of fact, that's all they were known for at that time. They was just known for being a group of guys. They get their head knocked off. But that's beside the point. The point of it is this. You're dealing in different times. You're dealing in a time, an era in which reality is different than the actual perceptions. But people are making perception reality. Now, me always goes, so what? They ain't this. So what? They ain't that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I used to be like, so what, man? It's about I'm buying the music. I ain't buying a lifestyle. But New Yorkers, you guys have made like crazy videos in 2 days about, yo, son, if I catch one of them Dipset dudes, man, you know what I'm saying? Them Harlem cats, man, you gonna kick Styles P like that, dog? You lucky I ain't see that, dog. You know what I'm saying? I was there and I saw it, man. If I saw that, it'd have went wild up in there. You know what I'm saying? We'd have went wild. I'm like, come on, dog. Look, these dudes are getting money. Some tempers flared for about a second. They realized what they were there for and how that badly that would have looked for any versus battles. They agreed that they were going to push each other and do all that stuff, but it was all love. Now, of course, they finna go on tour doing this Locks versus Dipset, taking it city to city, because there's a large bag involved. Since they've left Puff, this was like one of the biggest things the Locks have done together. And now you're hearing all these people come out talking about Styles P, Styles P, Styles P. I mean, not Styles P, but Jada. And that just shows you how social media is. Everybody now Jada is the greatest rapper of all time. Now he's top 5 dead or alive. Because of what he did. Performing songs that he performed years ago. Perception and reality. Right? Right, you see it all on social media. And all these New Yorkers talking hard, dog. Look, how about the fact that these two brothers, after he did that little incident that happened, was able to piece it up just minutes later, piece it up. Nobody got punched. Nobody got snuffed. Nobody got hurt. It's none of that. No drama. How about that? Talk about that moment. Instead of trying to build on the fact of the actual event. That one little incident, y'all want to focus on. So that's why we really didn't focus on the kick, because we was talking about the whole battle. We wasn't focused on one little kick. So we talked about the actual music. People, feel me? That's what we spoke on. The actual battle itself. Because to me, it was much bigger than that little kick thing. I'm really seriously considering buying the house next door to me. Considering it. You know, once the black folks move in, the other folks move out. Just, uh. Just because somebody lift weights don't mean they know how to fight. Just because somebody done pushed up some iron don't mean they know how to fight, buddy. Just, just let that be known. Some of the best fighters in the world, they didn't have any type of bodies that would resemble somebody that be hitting the weights and throwing up 400s. Don't mean you know how to fight. You look intimidating. Mm-hmm. Dipset DJ screwed them. Well, see, the thing is, the Locks had a real DJ. Dipset DJ, he just was there to play some records. When things went left, and you probably talking about, so what am I talking about? Things went left during the performance. Like, they kept told they only got 2 songs left. They finna pull the plug on the event. They only got like two more songs to do. So they couldn't perform. So they was like, all right, we got 2 left. Because they were so worried about something happening. So they was like, all right, 2 songs for everybody each. You know, all that craziness. What's up? I see y'all. Yeah, they sent out the notifications all crazy late for this. But like we were saying though, New Yorkers was talking mad crazy about something that they had no business really to even focus on. And why would you even care about focusing on that one incident and making that like you just basically trying to stir up some violence in the city to try to make something trend. That's why I didn't talk about the Styles P and all that, the kick and all that. We did a live stream talking to the real people. We were talking about the hip hop, the music, because that was what is important. Y'all didn't talk about the fact that everybody dapped it up after that. That lasted about a second. And dudes dapped it up and was like, all right, cool. And it was all just done. Y'all just want to focus on that moment. So you just as liable, you just as guilty as everybody else out there is doing it. You know what I'm saying? All these New Yorkers making their little Instagram videos talking about, yo, I was there that evening, and man, I saw the kick, man, when I saw dudes' faces, like they was making moves, man, like they was ready to do something. You basically are doing what CNN do, Fox News do. You know what I'm saying? You building an atmosphere for something to happen negatively. You building an atmosphere for something to happen negatively. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I would have loved to sing a Camron versus Mace versus. That's the only verses I would have seen with Cam. That made a lot of sense. But I think Mace went back to church or something like that. You want to know what happened really with that? You can go on the Patreon and you'll see why Mace didn't follow that up. Well, of course, everybody roll with dudes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody roll with guys who are serious. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate that. Right now, like I'm always doing, watering the grass. But this is what I'm talking about. You always got dudes out here that are serious. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of serious people out here. And you got a lot of these dudes who rough riders, who's supposed to be bikers and all that, supposed to be serious, and they really, you know, some of them just ride bikes. Then you got people that are actually out here active, because this was their way out. They had no other choice. That was their outlet. But yesterday, and shouts out to at Kwame Brown Bus Life. Don't forget to follow him. Yesterday, Kwame did something very special, you know, doing a charity event, and mostly nobody was really talking about it, except for probably myself, a couple of guys on YouTube were. But I noticed he didn't have all the people that normally watch his videos on there while he was streaming live. But y'all was there when he was talking about Matty Patty and Captain Jack and Hassan Campbell. Why you weren't there for that? Y'all were the main ones talking about, yeah, that's right. He about the people and we the people. Then show up for the people. Why didn't you do that? He should have had just as many viewers doing that live event as he did when he talked about Hassan Campbell. And when we talk about charity events and all this stuff, were you supposed to be there? Same. If you 100, you there for it all. Because believe me, you're going to get more information and it's more valuable things to be learned from those videos than talking about Hassan Campbell or Boys Walking or any one of these fake whatever. And shouts out to everybody that supported that event and made that event what it was. God bless you, because that was a wonderful thing. I was honored. I felt proud and honored. I watched it. Of course, I watched the event, and then I watched the whole thing, and it felt good. I'm looking behind. I see all the stuff I sent that's there, knowing that the things that I've sent and other people who sent things are all going to the people that need it. It's going to the people that look like you that needed the help. Y'all just made their day. They'll remember that day. Like, I remember when such and such. They don't know how many points he scored in no league. They ain't talking about, oh, you a bust, you ain't do nothing in the league and all that. They ain't talking about that. They glad. They'll remember the day when somebody came to their school, gave them some free shoes, played softball with them, volleyball, spent that time. They'll remember that. I'd rather them remember that than remember Styles P getting kicked by Camron. I'm slow talking for you, Owen. Maybe you slow listening. I didn't know I had to talk fast for you to understand something. Sometimes the rain don't get it done. You gotta do it yourself. See? And then there's one idiot talking about, why do Kwame need people to join him for then, You said he called everybody to join him. Do it yourself. Let me address that idiot. What idiot? What it meant and what the meaning was by join me, meaning do the same thing. Not I need you out here with me handing out boxes. It's not what he meant by joining me. I knew what he meant. Everybody else probably knew what he meant. But you were just there to try to find a reason to troll, and now you made yourself look stupid. So when he said, join me in doing this, meaning like, let's all do it together. Like you go do it in your area, I do it in mine. That's joining. That's what he meant by that. See, when you just try to find areas to come and hate. Shouts out to Self Talk too. At Self Talk, follow him. But when you think of lanes and avenues, when you just want to come in and hate, like, man, I just want to hate. Dog, I just came in to hate. That's all that Camron and Styles P thing was. Somebody wanted to kick somebody. At the moment in time, they had a little moment where things got a little hot. Cooler heads prevailed. They worked it out as men. It was over in seconds. It was nothing. But you all wanted to focus on the kick rather than the event after that. And then all y'all jumped on YouTube and IG, showing your grills and your cars, your jewelry, talking about what you would have done if you saw it. It's ridiculous. And then you trying to bring that on tour. Don't you know these people are waiting for something to happen to say, see, we tried to give it a shot, we can't do it. Do you know what kind of convincing had to go into making them even agree to do something like this? Don't you know the naysayers that was out there watching this was like, no, no, can't do it. Can't do it. Won't do it. No, can't do it. It's going to be too violent. And because of the provisions, they had to do it right away. They couldn't cancel it because now they put this new provision in place back in New York where people got to be, going back to the mass. Cam was the boss of the stage. No, Cam was doing what he did, like on his side. Jada was the way it was set up was this. Jada was representing his side. He was the one in charge of keeping his guys in check. Cam was in charge of keeping Dipset in check. That's the way it was agreed when it was down there. Can't have everybody calling shots. So Cam was gonna call it for Dipset, right? And as I told you, Jimmy, the only way Jimmy was gonna agree to do it if he could perform some solo songs of his. You know, Santana don't have any real solo songs that were hits. So for him, he don't care. Most of his stuff is on. But Jimmy feels he's just a bigger artist than Cam. So the ego came in, and Jimmy just started doing stuff that wasn't even in the program. Like the Purple City Bird Gang, Purple City Bird Gang. They'll be arguing me up and down. That was a hit in New York. I'm like, look, from everybody that was on the blocks in Harlem that liked that Purple City Bird Gang, I was with Jada. I never even heard of that. What was that? I've never even heard of that song. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Nori versus Beanie Siegel is like the dumbest battle ever formed. It makes no sense. It's like Raekwon versus Ghost. That's basically it. Nori and Beans, they tight. And they've been tight since back in the Rock, in all those days with the Rock. Wu-Tang versus Outkast don't even make sense. We've had this discussion. Outkast should be battling a Tribe Called Quest. Field Mob versus Goody Mob. But Field Mob don't have enough songs to go against Goody Mob. Jada Kidd should have went against. It should have been Jada versus Beans, Camron versus Mace. That's how they should have did that. Beans should be going against Jada. You know, on the tour, they got state property on the tour. State property, the locks, and state property, the locks, and Dipset. It's gonna be some heavy, heavy security on that. Heavy security. I mean, you got to worry more about the state property dudes than Dipset. Dipset and the locks ain't gonna have no problems. It's that opening act, that Philly group you got to watch out for. That's unstable. That's unstable napalm right there. Them dudes are straight unstable napalm. Yeah, well, that's what happens. Ooh, Bobby Eaton? Is that who you talking about? Pretty much. I told them that. They didn't listen. They did not listen. I know, because New York likes that negative energy. They were so focused on the negative. Like, it's finna go down up in there. I'm like, dude, if it go down up in there, do you know what's gonna happen in the place? Do you know what's gonna happen for future events? They in the gardens. You know, to get hip hop in Madison Square Garden, Giuliani wouldn't even allow it when he was mayor. No hip hop in the gardens. Giuliani wouldn't even know New York can have hip hop down there in New York. Just like when you had the incident with Tax, right? You had the incident with Tax, and all that went down. It was stupid. None of that should have went down that night. Everybody who was on that card suffered. T.I. was on that card. He suffered. Main old girl got shot. His relationship with her suffered. She had to go through rehab. She got hit in the hip, like in the side of her hip, and she was like a model. So, that's affected her career. So her and their relationship took a hit. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people were traumatized after that. And it ruined everything. And it was like, see, this is why we didn't want hip hop in downtown New York. And they actually got this pulled off to be in the garden. And you guys were sitting there rooting for something to go wrong, for entertainment value. Like, I'll be like, the music wasn't entertaining enough. Somebody got to get hurt. Like now, from what I'm saying, everybody should have hit the like button. I shouldn't even have to say, yo, hit the like button. We got like 900 people in here, and 300, not less than 300 likes. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? And then when they try to submerge a video down to the ground, and we up here fighting and doing the right things, nobody doing the right thing on their part. There's no way we should have 1,000 people in here and 300 likes. It's insane. No, they doing it to boost their IG. You know what I'm saying? They doing it to boost their IG channel. They want to boost their IG sales. They want to boost all that credibility. They want to get fame. Check my IG out. What's dumb about it is you can get monetized faster from YouTube than you can IG. That's the reality of it. Unless you just basically modeling your body on IG. Yeah, where is Cappy? Mm-hmm. Exactly. I've seen that happen in more millennials than old heads. Mostly old heads, and we didn't witness all of it. Millennials grew up in the social media internet era. We grew up when there was no internet. So our outlooks are a lot different. They grew up being programmed to do it for the gram, to do it for all social media, Snapchats and all that. So, what's your Snapchat? I'm like, dog, I'm not 15. I don't have a Snapchat. Well, people gotta make up their mind what they want to be, what they want to do, the whole thing. Because in society, We love to criticize others, but don't look at what we doing. We can't even hit the damn like button on a video, and that's free. Now, people who donate to my Cash App or hit the Super Chat and everything, people begged me to get Super Chat back. I didn't get Super Chat on my own. After they took it that time, I said, you know what, I don't need Super Chat. I just go to Cash App. It's on my Cash App. That's it. Because I'm not going to give y'all any money off of it. So that's how I felt about YouTube at the time. But y'all like, man, come on, CEO, please get Super Chat. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get Super Chat back. And at first, people weren't even doing it. I guess they didn't know I didn't have it. I had it. Then I started putting the Super Chat link up there, and people start Super Chat. They realized it was up there. Even though less people go to Cash App now, but still, you know, Super Chat is Super Chat. Some people still Cash App, though. You got the Cash App, but if it was easier for y'all to do the Super Chat, then fine, whatever. I'm just appreciative. On the Patreon, we're going to go into the two-part. We're going to deal with that once and for all. What happened in jail? Where did it come from? The whole nine. What happened to him in jail? All that stuff. Yeah, we're going to do that in the Patreon. VIP. That's coming later on tonight. Then we got the Birth of Christianity Part 4 coming as well this week. So it ain't coming. It ain't gonna be as late as the last time. Like it took about a month and a half to get Part 3 out. Part 4 will be here, and you ain't gonna want to miss that. This is about Part 4 is about white Christ. You finna go into the whole why that was created, everything. You finna get all of it, the facts, not theory, with actual visual proof. So, like I'm saying, it's all going down. No blah, blah, blah. Just real talk. Yeah, so, right, everybody know the Casino for Life Patreon. I'll put the link in my description box. But if you can't find Casino for Life on Patreon, that is like the easiest thing to find. Yeah, that please go watch the Locks, and that's on here. The Locks and Dipset live, like our reaction videos live. That live stream we did, that StreamYard, we had everybody on there from everywhere. Everybody watched that video from New Orleans to Texas. We had everybody on there. Straight up. Some people don't know how to water grass. You don't have to drown something in water to water it. what you want to do, it depends on how hot the day is. Now, if it's a 75-degree day, you might not need to drown it in water. But if it's like 90 some degrees outside, it's going to need a good drink. So you give it a good enough amount of water so that it can stand up during that doggone weather. It'll start to eat your grass up. Your grass will turn yellow fast as hell. Yep, it turned yellow quicker than LeBron do when he playing Kawhi. Yeah, I knew you would like that. Oh yeah, pun intended. It's all against LeBron, puns intended. All puns intended. Nah, I didn't say nothing to really anybody today. I tried to do a video today and they just, for some reason, they shut down my whole PC. I'm like, damn, they got the power to do that? Well, damn. Just shut it down. I'm like, cool. All right, I'll just start it all over from scratch. But that Tupac one, that's going to be live on Patreon VIP because everybody keep talking about all this. Pac did this, Pac. I understand the Outlaws, man. They don't have anything else going on. So for them, they actually was with Pac. So for them, that's cool. But everybody else is trying to market it, the drama. Every video is about Tupac and it's some drama. Tupac that night. I'm like, dog, haven't you covered that enough? I understand your hustle. I see what you're doing. And I ain't gonna say, oh, you ain't a fan of Pac and all that, but I think they a fan of the wrong reasons of Tupac. Some of them, some are the fans of the wrong things. That's like me every week. If I came out with a Tupac video every week talking about the same incident, same night, I'm like, man, dog, there was more bigger things in Pac life than him getting shot in Las Vegas. And see, none of them talk about none of these other times because they don't really know because they wasn't following Pac then. They wasn't into like Pac music and all that. I remember when Pac was just a roadie. When he was following behind Play and all those Kid and Play, they was wild doing the tour with Digital Underground and Kid and Play and all them. They was all on tour. They was wild. They was straight living it up. But they was just playing pranks and all this stuff and having fun. It was hilarious at the time. Because Play was wilder than Tupac. Like, wow. With the women and everything else. So that was right up Pac's alley. You see, back then, it wasn't no isolation back then. All rappers didn't have a choice. They had to stay at the hotels together. They had to chill together. They ain't had no reason to beef. They always trying to make it in this business. So it was like, who don't understand that? Now everything based on, man, he trying to take my spot. Yo, spot. No, when do they ever do that? You know how many rock bands there was? You see somebody talking about they trying to take our spot? What spot? Getting money is the spot. They realize the bigger picture. And now people are so dumb, they don't even realize it. The big picture is don't blow up the bag. You trying to create something and grow something. They grew it to $1 billion industry only to watch it get dissolved into the ground by bureaucrats and all these people in charge. And I told you why they wanted to destroy hip hop. It had nothing to do with crime. It had nothing to do with the words that was being said in the records. That ain't why. They can care less. They make movies cursing worse than that, and they give them Oscars and awards. Quentin Tarantino can say F words in every single movie in the world. They mad at John Singleton for putting out Poetic Justice. Look at all those F words dropped in that movie. I'll be like, did you ever see Goodfellas? Did you ever see any movie, mob movie made that they make? They start off with what the F. But you give awards to them. And you stand up and clap and applaud, and that was spectacular. Violence, gory movies, y'all put out on the screen. Nothing but honor. Standing up, clapping, no problems, right? Then hip hop comes along. Oh my God, this is just negative, so negative. You had Will Smith, Kid and Play. You had all the positive groups. We had all that. You didn't want it then. You had Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. You had all this rap that didn't have any profanity in it. You didn't want that then. They talk positive messages. You didn't want that then. So what did you want? They did it your way, and you didn't want it their way. You had Heavy D and the Boys. Y'all had the good stuff. Y'all had all the positive stuff, and you didn't want it then. You didn't want it on your radio stations. You didn't want it on your television screens. You didn't want it in your neighborhood. You didn't want the loud clothes. You didn't want any of it. But you wanted punk rock. You like spiked hair and spiked jeans and all that. Now we wearing that stuff now. It's ridiculous. But the real reason they want hip hop gone is a very simple reason. The reason they want hip hop gone is a very simple reason. They want hip hop gone because hip hop is a threat to what they're doing. As far as creating business, they're creating businesses. It was creating other jobs. They were creating record labels, and through these record labels, what they were doing at these record labels were creating jobs for guys coming out of prison. They can get jobs as security. They could work at, let's say, Busta Rhymes' record label. He signed to a thing, but he got his own independent label, which might employ 18 to maybe 15 to 18 different people. That's 15 African-American jobs getting paid $30,000, some $40,000. Some guys coming right out of jail getting a security job, getting $60,000 a year, being security, legitimately. So you were giving blacks legitimate jobs that were coming out of prison, which was supposed to be what the plan is, right? You're supposed to be rehabilitating these guys. They're not out there doing crime. They're making music, touring, and getting paid and doing checks, doing security, keeping people safe, the artists. You ain't want that. Why? Because it does not fill your prisons that you keep building, where you can get cheap labor. So they had to destroy the independent rap labels. Now pay attention, because this is for real. You need to know this information, because this is all real. This is the real reason. That they destroyed hip hop. Now, most people ain't gonna tell you this. The reason they're not gonna tell you is because they don't know and didn't care. Jay-Z, all the rest of them, they knew this was happening, didn't care. Because none of them were in position to do anything about it. Because they didn't care to get in position to do anything about it. They didn't realize what they were doing. They were all thinking, I gotta get more money. And how can I get more money? Forget them. I'll need to get more money. Me and my crew. And that's it. They weren't thinking collectively about they're gonna shut the whole thing down because you're thinking individually and you're not thinking broadly. You're not thinking about the bigger picture. And by the time guys start to think about the bigger picture, it was already too late. They figured it out first, and they knew they had to destroy it, and they had to get on the inside to do it. So they're willing to pay artists all the money in the world, from endorsements and everything, so they can get in the door to ruin it and destroy it. And they'll recreate it to what they want it to be. All those record labels got bought out. They all had to fold, and they all was buying all these independent record labels. Now you got 3 major record companies in the entire world controlling everything. Look behind me? Okay, I'm looking behind me. 3 major record labels controlling everything. Dude, there used to be hundreds of independent record labels. Hundreds. Every artist normally had an independent record label that they were signed to or was running, putting out other artists. That even other artists, independent artists that was in a group, had their own record label, and they was putting out people. So you might think of, how did they do it? I told you the why, but didn't really tell you the how, did I? We'll talk about that on the Patreon. Oh yeah, on my Patreon members, I told you August is gonna be what you're looking for sure. I would wear all white and go out here and start watering the grass. Well, see, the problem that most people are having now is that they realize that you got to be more active in your education of your children. That's the meaning of life and death now. If your kids are not educated, and I mean not about all this liberal social media crap, but I mean real education, something that's going to help benefit them where they can actually be a use to this world and to this life, instead of just, I'm just going to have a job and I'm cool with that. Actually know how to contribute, know how to educate, know how to perform, know how to perform tasks. You know, that's meaningful. Actually be useful. We got, the world doesn't have any more space for any more useless people. We've got to do better. We got to be better. We've been useless for far too long. Well, it's time, man. You know, it's only for so long you can continuously be in the same spot. It's like, do you want to continuously be in the same spot for the rest of your life? I wouldn't. Sepka versus Wiley. That's that UK rap thing, right? I done basically drowned my backyard. Oh, Joel Santana? Adderall, crack, weed, coke, drink, all of it. This is why you forget you have a pistol on you in the airport. Get out of the airport and still go to jail. That was the biggest thing he have ever been a part of in years, in about 20 years. Cam said that's when he stopped dealing with him. Cam had to tell his moms on him. He's like, dude, you're not from Houston. When did you start doing all this syrup? He started hanging out with Wayne, sipping syrup. And straight ruined himself. Oh, he ruined himself. Santana used to be that guy. And he changed. Yeah, Giuliani did him in. Giuliani, rather. I know, straight like that. Well, yeah, everybody knew the Locks can out rap them, but by popular demand, the way they did it was different than we've seen from other verses. Like normally in the verses, it's normally a small event. You know, it's not like fans. This is like a concert in front of a whole audience of people. You know, it wasn't done like a usual versus battle. So I'm like, they on stage, mic to mic, with the Locks, and it's supposed to be a contest. They've already lost. That fight was fixed for real. They got set up. Oh yeah, I heard a live freestyle from Jada that none of y'all got. Jada did a live freestyle straight off the dome in the midst of his whole thing when the Beanie Siegel and Locks thing was kicking off. Oh yeah, cause I think they was doing a show, and the people at the show got like, I think Beanie Siegel, whatever, it was just released like that morning. That either Styles P got dissed in the song, and it was like a reply. This is like after the first disses was out already. This is like the second wave, and I think they did the special delivery, uh, Beanie Siegel them, and man, and it had just dropped when they was like doing a show, and man, like that morning that dropped, or they did it, and they had Stay Prop on there, man, and Jada did a freestyle and annihilated them, dog. And I could just remember bars from it. He was like, "Your boss is scared to get involved, so he sent his yard dog, and I'm send him back to y'all, old Yeller, and all of his fellas. I turn him to mozzarella, all at Rockefeller." It was over. It was over. And he never ever did that freestyle again. I've been looking for it everywhere. Tapes, mixtapes. He tore them a new one. Man, it was it was so masterfully done. I don't even think I'm doing it justice. That's how masterfully it was done. But I remembered it from hearing it one time. That's the only parts of the song I remember, and I remembered it from then. And we talking, damn, 20 years ago. 20 years ago, somebody do a freestyle. You remember those parts of the line like that? Off the dome. Like, this dude is for real. Even Diddy coming out. I heard him rap one time and knew these dudes was the best to ever touch the mic. All right. I think I done watered him for a good hour personally. So I'm going ahead and take care of some other things. Thanks for chilling with me. Infamous Mobb Deep versus Jay-Z. Well, you can't do a Mobb Deep without Prodigy, so that's done. So that was done from that.